Hey everyone, so for today I'm going to be doing my natural foundation routine. I just finished doing my flawless long-lasting foundation routine, and then I mentioned that I had a foundation routine that was a little bit lighter and a little bit more natural in terms of how much product I use, and you guys said that you wanted to see that. I also did post a comment on my last video asking if you guys would rather see a first impressions on the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation or if you'd want to see the natural foundation routine, and a lot of you guys wanted the natural foundation routine. But if you still do want a first impressions on the NARS Sheer Glow, then thumbs up this video and I will be sure to do a Sheer Glow foundation first impressions as well. But let me just first off explain what type of foundation routine this is going to be, just so that everyone's on the same page. My idea of a natural foundation routine means that I'm going to be using as less product as I can to still get a full coverage look. So I'm going to show you how I kind of beat around using a lot of products but still achieve that flawless look. But now that we got that out of the way, let's just go ahead and get started. So because I am doing a lighter, more natural foundation routine, I do always like to use a primer when I do this. So I do use my Benefit Porefessional. This is just the mini sample size. And I'm just going to take about that much. And I like to rub it mostly on my T-zone. Since I'm going to use a light foundation, I still want to make sure that my blemishes and my red areas are covered completely. So the trick that I like to use is use a concealer to kind of spot conceal before I put foundation on. And I like to use a warm concealer, meaning it's going to have more of a yellowy kind of tone to it. And that yellow warmness is going to cancel out any redness. So I like to use my Hard Candy Glamoflauge Heavy Duty Concealer. And this is in the color Ultra Light. So I'm just going to go ahead and take it and kind of spot conceal where I find any redness or any blemishes. And usually around my cheeks I have some redness. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit on there. And I do have a nose ring scar from when I took out my nose piercing, so I'm also going to put some on there. I like to go ahead and take my Sigma F80 flat top kabuki brush. I will leave direct links to all the brushes that I use down below. And I forgot to mention that I did moisturize before with my Simple Light Hydrating Moisturizer. So the foundation that I'm going to be using is L'Oreal True Matches, and this is in the color N2 Classic Ivory. I love this foundation because it gives you such a gorgeous, glowy, dewy, fresh face, but it's also pretty light coverage. If you want to build this up, you could literally put like 2 or 3 layers on of this and it's not going to cake up. That's what I love about this foundation. It doesn't cake up at all. It stays looking super light, flawless, and glowy and dewy and fresh, and it's just amazing. So that's how much I like to put on. Now I'm just going to go ahead with that same foundation brush and blend it all in stippling motions. So next I'm going to be taking my NYX HD Photogenic Concealer, and this is in the color CW01, and I'm just going to take it and put 3 dots underneath my eye. I'm also going to put one on the top points of my cheekbones, just because it's going to help highlight at the same time. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend that out. So because I don't want any extra coverage at all, I'm not going to be using a powder that has any color. I'm going to be using a translucent setting powder, and this is the Rimmel London Stay Matte Powder. Absolutely love this. So it's not going to give us any more coverage at all, but you absolutely need to set your foundation with a powder because this is going to help it stay longer. Since I do have oily skin and I'm using more of a dewy foundation, it's a must, like an absolute must for me to set it, because if I don't set it, I will be an oily mess in about 4 hours. I'm going to take that on a large Sigma F20 brush, and I'm just going to pat it all over my face. And now with a small Sigma F05 brush, I'm going to take my MAC Prep and Prime setting powder, and I'm going to put that underneath my under eye. This is going to help it stop creasing. And I'm also going to put some of this on my nose, just because my nose gets extremely oily, and I find that this setting powder in particular works the best for me. So that's how I like to achieve a full coverage yet super light and natural face, because this doesn't feel heavy at all, and it's nice and fresh and dewy looking, which is what's going to help keep it natural too. I'm going to go ahead and bronze, blush, contour, highlight, all of that like I normally would. But what I'm going to do after this may not necessarily be natural to some people, but I did just want to show you guys my little trick on how to get a full coverage but still kind of beat around using a lot of product for a full coverage look. I'm going to go ahead and use NYX's matte bronzer. I don't think I'm going to bronze my face today. I think I'm just going to go ahead and start contouring. So I'm going to use this brush right here. Now for a highlight, I'm going to be using my Benefit's Watts Up. I absolutely love this stuff. And what's great about this is that you don't have to use this over creams. You can use this over powder and it's not going to mess up the finish or anything like that. So this is what I'm going to use as my highlight today. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of dab some of that on the high points of my cheekbones. And then I'm just going to take my finger and use that to blend it out. And I'm going to do it in dabbing motions because I don't want to rub because that's going to move the product that we have underneath. So I'm going to be using my LA Colors Mineral Blush in the color Tickled Pink. I absolutely love this color. It's just the most perfect pretty pink and it's super affordable. Just going to take that on a small brush and pop just a little bit of it on. That's it for the face. I'm going to go ahead and do my brows with my Anastasia DipBrow Pomade in the color Chocolate. And then I will be back just to show you what I like to do to lock my face in and kind of give it more of a refreshed natural finish. So now that my brows are done, what I usually like to do is go ahead and take a setting mist or setting spray and set my makeup in place. This also helps you feel even more natural and light because it's going to give you that hydration back. This is Kat Von D's Lock and Load Makeup Setting Mist. It's in a little disposable tube because I broke mine. But I just like to go ahead and take this and put usually 2 to 3 sprays on. And it just helps you feel super hydrated and it's going to help make your makeup last all day. So this is the completed face. This is what I usually do when I want a more natural look. I like to just cover up some of the blemishes with a warm toned concealer and then I go ahead and use a super light foundation and I still get a flawless full coverage look in the sense where there's no blemishes peeking through, but it's a super light finish. Like honestly, this feels super light on my face right now. If you guys are still interested in a first impressions on the NARS Sheer Glow Foundation, I just picked this up literally yesterday. So if you guys are interested in seeing a first impressions on this, thumbs up this video. But yeah, that is pretty much it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and I will of course see you in my next video. Bye guys. Mwah.